Hi everyone, it's Elaine Hamilton. This invitation is for you to look more closely at your decisions. I think that for many of us, we feel that we make decisions and it can become very stressful because we feel we have to make the right decision. And if we make the wrong decision, then there is a wrong decision to be made. So therefore, we have to get it right. And sometimes realizing that there is no decision can be such a relief. Um, and as weirdly fatalistic as that might sound, it frees you up enormously because what happens is that you just play along, right? There is a decision forming. And whether that decision forming is a decision already made in the future that happens to be kind of backdating itself, there's, I was, I'll put it in the comments, but there's this crazy piece I was reading around time and how they are now realizing that time, I'm probably going to get this all wrong. Please read the article. But the gist is that a decision or a manifestation of a wave particle, whatever in the subatomic world, as it forms into something, then backdates itself. Time can go forwards and back equally in physics. There's no logical reason why time only goes forwards. And I didn't really realize this, but I suppose when I contemplated it, it is true that there are three different measurements of time as well, and they don't necessarily talk to each other. So time is basically arbitrary. And essentially, we assume that we go from thinking to decision, right? If I make enough choices, like the SWOT analysis, I'm going to get my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, my threats, and I'm going to put them all together and I'm going to make a decision. And actually, the physics doesn't support that at all. I love that. So this contemplation is for you to investigate for yourself, because none of this is about belief systems. There's no point adding more belief systems to your already loaded hard drive of belief systems. The whole point of this is to shift from belief systems to truth. And the truth is your experience. Like, what can you validate for yourself? So this contemplation around decisions is super simple. In the morning, you're lying in bed. When and who makes the decision to get up? Like, are you sitting there preparing? Right, now I'm going to get up. Is it as linear as that? Or is it possible that you're getting up and a nanosecond afterwards, the mind goes, it's time to get up, that you justify your actions or you fill in the blanks. Now, it could be so quick because the mind works so quickly that you don't even really catch it. But I would experiment, and this is so easy, right? Even when you're sitting there meditating, you can ask yourself these questions like who is making the decisions here? Like when there is a decision that's coming in to be made, um, really look at it. So I know for me, when I have a decision, even things like, oh, what flight I'm going to book, for example, for my next trip, there will be a bit of research that happens. I'll be researching and I'll be this and I'll be that, and then I'll have it, and then I'll notice that sometimes it's like boop, 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 and I click and I pay and it's all done. And then other times I'll be in it and there'll be something, I'm just like, and then I'll come out of it again. And next day I'll come back into it, angsty, angsty, chewy, chewy. And then I'll come back out of it again. And then suddenly I could be doing this for weeks, back and forth, back and forth. And then suddenly it just clicks and I'm booking it, or I'm not booking it, or something else changes, some information changes. And then with hindsight, I'm like, oh, that wasn't the right time to book it because I needed more information to come into the system for me to book it. It wasn't the right time. So there is something around decisions and timing for sure. And there's something around decisions and the gathering of information. So I'm not suggesting that you don't gather the information. I think that's part of it, is the gathering of the information. But what I'm inviting you to investigate is whether or not you're putting so much pressure on yourself to make the right decision. Because all of this in my book is about freeing yourself from any extraneous thought patterns. Like, stop wasting your energy on stuff that doesn't matter and kind of chastising yourself because you think you made the wrong decision, or telling yourself off because you're indecisive, or any of this stuff where you're criticizing yourself and basically like bullying yourself. That is always going to be my recommendation, that you stop doing that, because it's pointless. It's just a complete waste of your time and energy. It never improves anything, doesn't make you better at anything. It's just self-flagellation. Get one of those whippy things and just whip yourself. It's like, okay, I'm just going to whip myself a bit more. It's like, what the hell is the point of that? And sometimes it's very helpful when you start to dissect out how you actually make decisions that allows for that to happen. And what I noticed quite a while ago is that my thinking mind does not make any decisions at all. At all. It's not the CEO of my life. It is at best a kind of mid-level manager, right? So the one that's gathering the information, the one that's putting it into tables, the one that's trying to plan, the one that's trying to think things through. And it sits there and it does a lot of the kind of gathering. And then through that gathering, an impulse to have a decision is made or not made. I could spend hours gathering a whole bunch of research and then no decision is made on that. And it just drifts off into the ether. And it's just been not a waste of time. It's just been time spent. And this is the thing, is that I don't know why I had to do 5 days of researching that particular thing, but I did. It happened. And now something else is happening. So the process of decision making, when you let yourself off the hook and stop thinking that your mind is the CEO, and start thinking of your mind as more the kind of general manager, maybe, or even just the admin assistant. It's not really that important. It's just kind of gathering the information and the data, and it filters out a whole bunch of stuff anyway, as we know. And so that filtering system, might be helpful, might not, who knows? Maybe you could also experiment with not researching so much, see if that makes a difference. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can experiment with. But essentially, this idea of what is the mechanics of decision making, I think, is a very fruitful contemplation. And when you get into the rhythm of it, you'll start to see, the body actually just gets up out of bed when it's ready. The body just kind of moves when it's ready. It just does its thing when it's ready. And sometimes the mind is in there driving it, which makes the body uncomfortable. Okay. Do I want to maybe chill out with that a little bit? Do I need to keep driving my body? Does my body have an innate wisdom of its own? Like, I've noticed for myself that my body seems to like certain things more than others. And then when I research it for my age and my sex, it's actually appropriate. So there's a lot of wisdom in my body already if I just allowed it to do what it wanted to do. And oftentimes when people say, well, if I didn't think I was making decisions, and if I wasn't pushing myself, I'd just sit on the sofa all day, or I just lie in bed all day. Try it. Just try it. You lie in bed and you see how long you lie in bed, because I promise you, you will get up a lot quicker than you think you will. And this is the thing, like, we are in perpetual motion. The energy in us is perpetually moving. And yet somewhere along the line, we have got this weird idea that that awareness that is, or that energy somehow we have kind of ultimate control over it. And so then when the energy is going left and we want to go right, we start yelling at ourselves. We start bullying ourselves. It's insane. It's insane. So it's letting go of that idea that we're in control. There is no control happening here. There's just a very barky mind that thinks it's in control of the universe, is in control of every single aspect. If I just think positively enough, if I just manifest enough, if I just do enough vision boarding, I can manipulate the universe into doing my bidding. That, how egotistical is that? It's just hilarious. So investigate this. Are you really making decisions? Because it can be very relaxing when you realize you're not. There is an innate movement, there's an innate unfolding process that's happening. And then it becomes a lot more fun, frankly, because then it's just kind of like, oh, I'm doing this now, and oh, I'm doing that now. And there's a curiosity around, okay, how much of this does my general manager mind need to collect data and information? And sometimes I find myself surfing the internet for all kinds of random things. And I just allow that to happen. That's ridiculous. I don't allow anything to happen. It happens. You see, even there, I think I'm allowing something. Oh, it's tricky. It's very tricky. And it's very hilarious as well when you really start to pin some of this stuff down, and the languaging and the thought processes and the mind thinking it's in control doesn't necessarily go anywhere. Like it doesn't necessarily stop doing that just because you see it. Doesn't necessarily stop. Like why should it? You think you're in control of your mind and your thoughts as well? You're in control of nothing, mate. It's like there is just a happening. It's just happening. And hmm, the what? I don't even know what word to use for that. Because it's not even acceptance. Maybe acceptance, the awareness. I don't know. You're gonna have to think of a word for that. But just hmm, there's actually no word for that. The beingness. Okay, there's no word for that. I have to think about that. So investigate. Investigate the decision process, investigate what is really happening around you, investigate what happens when you just let the mind not push, when you stop pushing or thinking you need to push. How does the body actually respond? Like what actually happens? These are very good points of investigation. And notice the fear that comes up as well with the mind again, the control freak mind saying, no, 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 you can't sit on the sofa. If you sit on the sofa, bad things will happen. Try it. See for yourself. Does the world end because you stop for 5 minutes and have a cup of tea? What might be interesting is with the stopping and the amount of bullying that then comes up, or the guilt, or the shame, or the difficult emotions, that might be the reason why you're running around in circles. Or it might be something else. It might just be this pure joy and relief of sitting and doing nothing. And you won't know until you actually try it and see what happens. All right, that's all from me. Take care, everyone.